Hi, I'm Ryan Luca, a student attorney with UW-Madison's Law and Entrepreneurship Clinic, and I'd like to welcome you to the Small Business Development Center's Entrepreneurial How-To video series. Today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the two most common entity types, limited liability companies and corporations. Both of these entity types can provide entrepreneurs with liability protection and the other benefits of incorporation discussed in video number 1 of this series, but they differ in other ways. So how do you know which one to choose? First, let's talk about limited liability companies. Limited liability companies, called LLCs, offer entrepreneurs a lot of flexibility in how they will manage the business. The owners, called members, can make all decisions, or the LLC can choose to have a manager run the business. LLCs are not taxpayers at the entity level. Instead, the owners include their share of profits and losses on their personal income tax returns. Next, let's discuss corporations. A corporation is owned by shareholders and managed by a board of directors, while day-to-day operations are taken care of by officers. Most large businesses, like those listed on stock exchanges, are corporations. In a startup corporation, it is not unusual for founding entrepreneurs to be the shareholders, the directors of the board, and the officers. You might be wondering how corporations are taxed. By default, a corporation, known as a C Corp, files a tax return and pays taxes on its profits. If the corporation distributes profits to shareholders as dividends, the shareholders are taxed on the dividend amount. This is what's known as double taxation. As an alternative, eligible corporations can change their tax treatment by filing an S-corporation election that eliminates the entity level of tax. So now that we know a little bit about the differences between LLCs and corporations, how should you choose? Let's go through a few examples. Several undergraduate students are developing an app to help restaurants identify customers. They will be seeking equity investment from venture capitalists to scale the app. A corporation would be the best option for these entrepreneurs. Most venture capitalists will only invest in C corporations. In our next example, two sisters are opening a floral shop. The shop will be owned by only the two of them, but they will hire employees. They plan to get a bank loan to build out the floral shop. The two sisters should consider choosing an LLC for their business because its management will be simplest and it could be advantageous for them for tax purposes. A question we hear a lot is, should I talk to a lawyer before I choose an entity type? It's important that you make your entity choice based on accurate information. If you have multiple owners, it will be a good idea to consult with a lawyer and an accountant before creating an entity. Now that you've gotten a good introduction to LLCs and corporations, check out the rest of the SBDC Entrepreneurial How-To video series to help you build your business.